Hello, and a very good evening to everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Tech Talk Tuesday for Teachers. And I'm Meenakshi Oberoi, and I welcome you to this session. I hope you all had a great festive time. Well, I know everybody was away enjoying the festivities, so I hope you had I think, a season full of festivities, and may you all have had good family time and also happiness. Well, on that note, welcome once again to all educators, innovators, and leaders. We are thrilled to have you join this session. A very exciting topic today. It says teaching in the scroll era with AI. Well, it's a tough job to teach. And at that, to teach in AI era, hats off to you all. Really, honestly, it's a tough job. But I think that's why we are here, and that's what keeps us going. So, on that note, I request you to please introduce yourself in the chat window, and I have sent a poll your way. Go ahead and share your response with me, and let's be honest. A very intriguing question. Into your personal front, how much time do you spend in a day scrolling? Come on, be honest. It could be anything: Instagram, it could be LinkedIn, YouTube, or even just the new apps. We all scroll and we know that. But how much of that time is intentional? I would love to hear from each and every one of you. Go ahead and take a survey. And I've given you the link to the survey. The QR code is in front of you. Go ahead and share with us. What time do you spend in scrolling? Let's see, hear, and view your responses. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the window where I'm going to receive these responses so that you all can see it with me. Here you go. I'm waiting for your responses to come in. Go for it. Respond to the survey. Be honest. I'll give you 2 minutes for that. And you can always use this over here right now on the screen to actually scan. Use your mobile phones to scan this. Just use your camera, it'll scan, take you to this survey. If you have a challenge, do let me know. It's a very simple question. How often do you scroll on your phone or your any of your device? Uh, you know, anything, any. I'm just trying to understand the basic nature of you spending time on any kind of device that you have, any kind of apps that you have, the social media feeds that you do, that you go through, the reels uh, that are triggering a dopamine fueled desire to actually scroll more because they're so compelling. You always want to see more. So it's like touching your screen just once. It's like a faulty digitizer, and you just keep your fingers on, and I'm sure till your thumb really cries for a break, you do not stop scrolling. Well, is that you or not? Go ahead and share with us. Take a look at the survey, and the survey, let me refresh it to see the responses. Here you go. Still waiting for your responses. That's never happened. I'm just going to give you this link once again. Looks like you've not been able to access the link or something. I got a response in the chat window saying 30 minutes. Lalita ma'am, thank you for your honesty. Go ahead and share in the survey as well with us so that we are able to see your responses. Please go ahead and share with us. Thank you. We're waiting for your poll responses. If you don't want to give your response here, you may, just like Lalita ma'am, post your response in the chat window. Oh, many of you have done that. Nidhi ma'am says about 30 to 40 minutes. Like the honesty coming out here. So go ahead and share with us. I would love to hear from you the amount of time that you spend. It's all right for you to actually simply just share it in the chat window as well. I am looking at responses here, and it's all right if you don't share them here. We'll take it from your chat window as well. Let me go over there and check for more responses and also, you know, talk to you about this. Oh, I like that. I have so many responses here. Right. Uh, Sravanti ma'am says 1 hour. Nice. That's honest. And Kaushalya ma'am says, um, not able to access. Oh, all right, no problem. So more than 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. So great, fantastic. Let's take that on an average. We do spend about an hour or 40 minutes, like Mamta ma'am said, Ritu ma'am said 1 hour, Dr. Pamela said 1 hour. Excellent. So great, great responses. Apologies. I don't know why the link didn't work for you, but that's fine. Here we are with all the responses. Well, guess what? I have a surprise in for you. Studies have shown that an average adult spends over 2.5 hours a day scrolling on their phone. Imagine that's an adult, right? That's more than 17 hours a week, almost a part time job. So just imagine, there you go. I'm getting more honest responses here right now. Lily ma'am says half an hour. Miss Deepthi says 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. You're pretty much near the average of what the world spends. Scrolling isn't actually inherently bad. It can be very informative, it can be very relaxing. Or even inspiring for that matter, at least as an educator. I can say that, when I'm on these sites, the ones that I've named, anything between LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or any social media, YouTube, I spend most of my time, looking at how have I been able to learn something from these? And honestly, no, I do that for entertainment as well. Don't get me wrong. But it's a great insight when your mobile phones tell you you have spent this much time today, on your phone doing this. For example, for me right now, if I could give you a snapshot of my viewing or scrolling on my phone, it simply says 4 hour 12 minutes is what I have spent since morning on my phone. And of that, not bad though. Yes, I do spend that much time on a day because it also includes WhatsApp. So if I eliminate WhatsApp, that would be 1 hour. So the rest is what I have, actually used. So it says on social, I spent about 2 hours, a mix between Netflix, Instagram, LinkedIn. Well, it could be more. And my productivity and other things, I have spent about, this says 23 minutes on an entertainment, 21 minutes. Hey, not bad at all. You see, I'm learning from various places. So if I'm learning from here, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. And I'm not guilty of saying, oh, I spent 4 hours. No, if I did it for a good thing, then why not? So let's take a moment to reflect. What's your daily scroll time and how much of it do you feel was meaningful? Now, that is the most important question. And I would really appreciate if you could go back, to your classroom. And yes, very rightly pointed out, Kausalya ma'am, you said that parents used to save 5 hours or for online game or reels, etc. Yeah, so I think it's a good question to go back and ask in your class, or just make a survey in your class to say, and children love to tell you honestly about it. Does your scrolling leave you energized or drained? It's a great question to ask, and I feel that it's a question, if you ask, that's actually gets you thinking and reflective about it, right? And professionally, does it really help you stay updated, or does it just distract you from your deep work and creativity? And I'm not saying either is wrong, both are important. You need a break, and sometimes when you need a break, it's a good distraction for you, right? And personally, does it connects you with others, or makes you feel less isolated? Then it is fine. But if you feel that I'm escaping others, and getting into scrolling, that's alarming. That's where we need to start looking at, what are we scrolling? Why are we scrolling? So it's very important as educators that we are not just managing our own attention, we are modeling attention for our students as well. So the message that we are sending out should be about focus, curiosity, and presence. In this scroll era, I think attention is something that is your currency. That is, I'm going to talk about this a little later as well, but how we spend our time and how we teach our students and how we spend time with them matters today more than ever. So, thriving in this era is very important, not just surviving. Gone are the days when we could survive with just teaching. Right now, we need to borrow their attention from other things to academics, which is very difficult. And in this scroll era, the teacher's value goes beyond providing just information. It is about cultivating that uniquely human skill that no one other than just you can offer. So, welcome to the attention economy. Uh, this is the new world. We live in a time where attention is the most valuable currency. Every scroll, every swipe, every tap is designed to keep us engaged. Not always meaningfully, though, but endlessly for sure. Yeah. And I think for learners, especially students, this means constant cognitive fragmentation, which means educators need to have fragments of learning, pause more often, pause to see whether they are listening, are they attentive, are they engaged, are they really responding. So, competing in this digital world really honestly is tough. But there are ways to actually mitigate this, ways to handle this, and ways in which we can say very confidently that, okay, so this is something that I could do. So, one thing that I can talk about is about, you know, uh, first thing that I want to talk about it. First of all, from information to scarcity, I think information scarcity to information overload is what has happened. Therefore, I think in the past, what we used to do is we were the primary source of knowledge. Today, students ask questions. Those questions are not asked to us. They ask AI those questions or search engines those questions and they get instant answers. So there's abundance for them to actually grab and go. But it is for us to think about how do we challenge this? How do we help students make sense of what they found, not stopping them from finding what they have found because they will anyway find it. So the role of our teacher has shifted from content delivery to curation of context. Let's create a context and probably create opportunities for critical thinking. The human advantage of AI is that the teacher is offering unique human skills like empathy, ethical reasoning, creativity, collaboration, curiosity. And these are the skills that will help students thrive in a world that is constantly changing. They have to start thinking. We cannot think for them, we cannot think with, we cannot make them think. But I think thinking along or creating avenues for them to think is very important. So don't resist collaborations. Please collaborate with AI, empower your students, empower yourself. Think of AI as your partner, embrace it, and it can help you do so much. I don't even need to define whether you need to personalize learning, automate your tasks, spark creativity, bring in critical thinking, or simply just, free up your time to have a deeper conversation with students. So, a call to action I would say over here is to amplify the impact of the teachers. Here's an opportunity. With the right mindset and tools, I think what we need to do is reclaim attention, reignite that imagination, and redefine what it means to teach and learn in the age of AI. Enough said, we need to rely on frameworks. Here's a beautiful framework, and I really liked this framework when I found it. So I thought I have to do at least a 1 hour session with you on this framework. And if not this, I'm actually going to turn it into a bigger session and bring to you probably in early 26. We will try and get you somewhere, a kind of a deep dive into AI. But Here's a framework. Of course, I did not coin or design this framework, and I will take no claims for this. This is a well researched framework, and I'll give you a background also about it, but let me at least introduce the framework to you. This framework is called Thrive. Thrive is an acronym, as you can see. What does Thrive stand for? T stands for transformative engagement, H stands for high priority, R stands for resilient adaptability, I stands for imagination and creativity. V stands for value through ethics. And E stands for effective optimism. When you read these on the face of it, you feel, my God, how are we going to unpack this in an hour? And I will make no false claims. It's not possible. Today, we are only going to take a look at it. I will be happy to share a link with you for you to deep dive into what this framework means, and you can explore it. But I assure you that we will come back with at least one proper session on this whole piece, uh, which is called Thrive. Now, Thrive is something that was actually coined by a very well-known researcher, and he had actually studied this whole piece very closely of what it means to use AI in this era. Now, as we start using AI, we need to have certain frameworks to rely on because frameworks guide us. I've always been a huge fan, of frameworks, and somehow I feel that this is something that this is something that just gives me direction, if nothing else. Yeah. So, Thrive is something that I will rely on for today, and like I said, a deep dive probably later on this. So, as we move forward, I will take one piece each. So, let's start with Thrive, that is transformative engagement. What does transformative engagement mean? I don't need to, define this, but I think you know what transformative engagement means. It means that you don't just engage students in a conversation, you actually immerse them into something which is more deeper, wider, and it just makes ground for them to think. So this is a Hult International Business School where this whole term Thrive with AI is associated, and there's a complete framework on Coursera. You'll even find a course on it. It's a great piece if you would want to deep dive into it, right? So in our context, for teachers, what does this transformative engagement mean? With AI, what happens is there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of there are a lot of pieces where we feel okay, maybe maybe we could do this or that. But here are a few things that you could do, and these are some of the low hanging fruits with AI. First of all, to spark student-led discussion, use Designer on real-world issues. What do I mean by this? I will just take you to Designer and show you as well, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Uh, while I'm talking about this, I'm going to keep changing screens. So please stay with me and be with me as I go through various screens. All right. Just a second. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and bring Designer in front of you so that we can discuss the first one itself. What we're talking about is to spark student-led discussions on real-world issues with AI-generated prompts. This is Designer, Microsoft Designer. Uh, and I think I've taken many sessions on this, so I'll not go into nitty-gritties, but I will show you that over here you have images available, right? Now, when you click on images, you will see many images coming up and there are prompts over there. Yeah, just a second. Yeah. As you scroll over these and you rest your cursor, you will see many prompts. Now, when you scroll down, now here's a beautiful image where half the tree has nothing or just the branches, and half of them have flowers. Or here's a beautiful one, a watercolor painting with using white colors or whatever. Here you go. I'm going to bring this over here. It says a watercolor painting of minimal large pair of clouds. I would put it large pair of using white. I would say grayish white. Okay. I'm just going to go with this. But if I were to make this prompt into a usable prompt, I have to click on edit and come over here to say grayish white color, elegant, transparent, reminiscent of lungs on a full light blue color. So instead of blue color, I'll say smoky, light gray color. Okay, why am I doing this? I think you're getting me. And background is a wet wash, which is fine. Okay, I've just changed the prompt a little bit. I take this prompt to my classroom and I could be using this in any of the classes. Now, this is talking about lungs. I could be talking about respiratory system. I could be talking about pollution in the air. I could be talking about, uh, you know, I could be talking about the kind of problems that you may have with lungs, associated with lungs. It could be anything. I mean, whether you're talking about cigarettes or whatever you want to talk about. Look at those brilliant images that have come up. Yeah. Now, let's say I'm taking this one. I take this image and I say nothing. I just put up this image in my classroom. And let's say I download this and I put this on my classroom board. I say nothing and my students have to make sense out of it. Now, when my students have to make sense out of this, they will look at it and have their own ideas. You know what is happening over here? They'll start thinking. I'm not thinking for them. I've just put up an image. They might say, there are clouds. Maybe there's white smoke over here. Look, there are these branches here. Do our lungs have branches? What are they called if there are branches in our lungs? It could be a biology class, it could be anything. They are going to blur the lines of subject area or academic marks, demarcations or subjects, and they will think in a very neutral manner. Now, with such a simple prompt that I have actually, simply just modified, look at the way I could turn around my class into a thinking pool. I've done many before this as well. Here's a caricature of a pickup truck. And put this up in your class, give it to students. They will identify the items that are there. Ask them to segregate these into reusable, recyclable, anything that you want, right? Or probably they have to or reusable or recyclable or anything that you want, right? So what you could do is make use of these images and spark conversation. Even if they want, and let's say I'm just going to take this image, I'm going to download this, right? And I take this to Copilot. Let's do that. Okay, I'm app mashing now. Typically, let's say this is what my student does. Now they have this, they'll go to ChatGPT, they'll go to any of these generative AIs, and they will give it over here and they'll say, do something with it. Let's say I'll get an image from over here. Okay, I'll bring this image, the one that I have just downloaded. Here's the image. I'm going to put it up over here and I will say, what is in this image? Write a paragraph about reusable items. Yeah, that's what our students do. You give them homework, they will upload it on these and they will do it. What is not happening here is they're not thinking. Transformative engagement doesn't provide you direct answers. So if you just send out this image, it is something, this is something that they will do, I can assure you. Yeah. But if you say, based on this image, um, offer me a quiz which should have thought-provoking questions, MCQs, uh, fill in the blanks, and a personal narrative. Now you see what I've done? I have brought in the element of giving me their inputs, not borrowed inputs. Yeah. So this is something I would definitely, use in my classroom, and I think this is something that is a good way to engage students. So think about engaging students in a way that is transformative. Not just tell everybody that, they just use something and they just bring back those responses. Which of the following is recyclable? They'll have to think, right? The next one. So you have questions over here that are available. So I'm just going to click something over here. Let's say plastic bottles. I go next. There you go. It's really going to give me a quiz. Did you see this? And if you haven't really noticed, these are quick responses over here. Take a click. It'll actually give you study and learn, which means it'll provide you quizzes, guided learning, and more. I know you want to know where it is, right? So I'm not answering these questions for you, but I'm just showing you that this is what it has provided. And it'll give me multiple questions. I have to answer them over here. So here itself, the student is not just being answered questions, but also is being invited to do responses. Over here, when you are about to type your next question, instead of quick response, you could ask for a study or learn guide as well on, let's say, reusable items in our garbage, right? Now, I have shifted from quick response mode to study and learn mode. Can you believe this? Look at the way the response has changed. It has given me so much material to read. It has even given me a guide, which has given me sources from where it has gotten this. It has told me the whys and given me a reflective prompt to think. Now you see, if you send that image and if you send a combination of this kind of a text to the students where they have to reflect and write, that's where transformative engagement will come in. I hope I'm making sense. Please feel free to ask questions. I will be happy to respond to any questions that you have. Yeah. So you could be using Adobe Express as well for this. For today, I just chose Designer because I think there were new features available there. So I always try and, move towards feature introduction along with this. So using designer was one of the ideas. The other could be use interactive simulations. Clipchamp is another tool which we will cover in another session in the upcoming sessions. But you'll see Clipchamp is another one which is like a video, and AI tools to deepen understanding of complex concepts. Uh, Kausalya, ma'am, you just said for maths. Of course, even for mathematics, let's say complex concepts, there are certain concepts which students don't understand. Where am I going to use this in my classroom tomorrow, right? If we take interactive simulations of those, for example, physics or chemistry, there are multiple simulations that are available. Especially, I know Minecraft Worlds has many simulations that you could use. So apart from Clipchamp, you could also use Minecraft. Then there are use Copilot for AI generated case studies for critical thinking and collaborative problem solving, especially mathematics, right? Where we have complex topics. For example, let's take quadratic equations or let's take trigonometry, right? Students don't understand. Where am I going to take this? Where should I go and apply this? Well, go to Copilot, ask Copilot to generate you case studies for to promote critical thinking. So I'm going to do just that. And yes, I've got questions about Hindi. I will try and include that over there. I almost on in every session, I try and give you a language where you can toggle language and you can get it in any language that you want. And Mohan sir says shapes around us. Yes, it could be anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to Copilot and let's find out over there, uh, probably a topic on mathematics to be able to generate interest of my students in, um, yeah, here you go. So in, let's say, trigonometry, right? How am I going to really engage them and make them think critically? So what I do is I go to Copilot and I request for a case study to promote critical and collaborative thinking about draft, and I don't ask for one always. I always say draft 5 case studies. Why? Because I think it's very helpful if you can get more than one. You can get a combination. You can even set, say, I'm teaching class 7, 8, 9, whatever you want, about trigonometry. The text should be in English and Hindi so that we can ensure inclusion. Language. Okay. Anything else that we were looking for? Yeah. Okay, let me also try and give you, sorry, trigonometry. Where did I go wrong? Inclusion in grade 8. Okay. Uh, CBSC India. Anything else? Well, I'm just going to go with this and I'm going to see what's going to happen. Now, the case studies, look at that. So your question between English and Hindi has been answered. You have the tall tree mystery, लंबा पेड़ का रहस्य, का होना चाहिए था, नहीं है, आप डाल लीजिएगा. Right? So yes, this is AI and it will make mistakes. It might not give you all responses as expected, especially languages. Please do take care. So it's given you context, it's given you a problem, it's given you a task, it's given you guiding questions. Now tell me, do you think the student would be more engaged over here or not? What I'm going to also do is I'm going to pick this up. I know there are others as well, but I'm just going to pick this example over here and I'm going to say, turn this into a story where an 8-year-old boy uh, is looking at a tree and the eighth grader is explaining. Keep the language to be simple. Now, what happens over here? What happens over here is that the language, while the students are not able to already understand this kind of a language, could be difficult to decipher. What we are going to do is we're going to ask it to simplify the language, yeah, and give me a story format. Now, till this comes in, let me also show you the rest of the case studies. What it does is it will give you in English and in Hindi as well. You can actually choose. Look at that flying challenge. That's a great one to do. You could even turn this. So my next task would be turn this into a gamification. I'm going to show you all the responses, don't worry. Turn this into gamification where my students are solving real life challenges, working in groups of 4. There you go. So there is so much that you can do over here that there is no end. This is your starting point. Start thinking with it. Let's say the kite challenge, the rescue operation. I can go on, and you know me. I'll keep going. So what happened to the tall story? Now look at this. Such a simple story in a simple language, and that too in dual language, that is English and Hindi, has appeared over here. This is about trigonometry. Eighth grader trying to explain it to an 8-year-old boy named Arav. Well, sorry. While I said did not say boy, it's trying to keep it gender neutral by giving you Arav and Dia. Yeah, because I've already fed my requirements over here. I'll tell you about that a little in a while. But let me first show you the content. Okay. So here, what you're looking at is a complete story for students to understand trigonometry in such a simple way, and it has problems to solve at every step. It's taking care of your concept, but it's also giving it context. It is making it more engaging. And if you want, images to go with it, go to Designer, go to Adobe Express, ask for an image where, Arav and don't give names, just say, 8-year-old boy, eighth grader girl standing in front of a tall tree, and they're having a conversation. You can have a complete picture book made by students. What this will do? Allow them to use AI to make a picture book. Now, to make that picture book, they will have to read this story, they'll have to understand it so that it turns into a story. Yeah. And understanding or explanation of a concept. Simple, yet very effective. Here's another one. I want to play a game with my students while they're doing so. Now, these are different types of engagements that you could actually do. Look at this. They've given you team roles also. Somebody's going to be an angle expert. Somebody's going to be a string specialist. Somebody's going to be a triangle thinker. Somebody's going to be a calculator captain. Raise your hand if you don't want to play this game with me. I know each and every one of you is right now thriving to find games in your own subjects, and I'm sure you are able to do that. So such simple tools, but look at the effectiveness of the tool. Look at the way it is able to offer you such beautiful, ways of engaging students in transformative manner. Now, while we are here, let me also show you one more thing. You can also try GPT-5. Yes, GPT-5 is free of cost when you're using Copilot. You could get into a GPT-5 mode and also use over here. Number two, of course, this is enterprise level security that is available. Number two, go over here into settings. When you open up settings, the third I can say is personalization. You see, what I've done over here is I have given it a complete paragraph about myself. Who am I? Oh, you can't see it right now. However, I've given it a complete profile of who I am, what I do, so that it knows the nature of the kind of work that I do. It'll not show you because right now, I'm not. I don't think I. Yeah, I don't think I have on this one. I have on the other account. But personalization is something that will be very effective. What you do is now, why I've not done in this is because this is Copilot. It already knows it's Copilot 365. It already knows my profile and everything because of the kind of work that I do. Yeah. But in your personal ones, please go ahead and define your personalization so that it knows. Let's say you are a mathematics teacher, you teach grade 8, 9, 10. Let it know what is your teaching style, what are your pedagogical preferences. Give it up so that it knows the person that you are and it offers you responses accordingly. Yeah, I've gone pretty slow over here so that I can spend maximum time with you on this one. Monsa says angle between bird from tree to person in trigonometry like this. Absolutely. Look, that's how ideas spark. I've just shown you one, but I think being human, once we get onto that idea train, it just keeps rolling, right? So, design, choose your own adventure story. Like, for example, I chose a tall tree, Mohan sir chose angles between bird and tree. So we can have our own adventure. Content remains the same, that is trigonometry. Context can vary. Yeah. And you could try this. Teach in Copilot. That's another thing that I'm going to show you in the next one. But do remember there's something new over here. In our upcoming webinars, we will be talking about Teach and we will be giving you a training on Teach. But right now, do note that Teach has been released. It's absolutely awesome. I may be able to show you something today, but otherwise, I've already shared the links to Teach in our WhatsApp group. So if you're not there, just be there and encourage students to create their learning goals. Who are we to create for them? Offer them learning goals. Offer them a kind of a chart where they could choose what's their goal for the week, so that they are responsible, they are more engaged. They just want to know more about trigonometry. They want to understand the word of trigonometry, or they want to understand why, how, what of trigonometry. Please go ahead. No, I'm not sharing the trigonometry screen. I'm back over here with the deck. I hope you're back. Otherwise, just refresh and you'll come back. I'm moving to the next one, which is H, high productivity. I think productivity is something that is each one to his own. However, some tools can really help, increase your productivity. I'll give you simple examples. Now, Copilot is available if you're using M365. Copilot is available in all versions, whether using a free version, which is A1, A3, or paid versions between A3 and A5. Copilot is available free of cost in all the pieces between Word, PowerPoint, OneNote, Teams, all. Okay. And it has been rolled out globally. And if you've not seen it, you will see it in the coming days. So, one, you can do that. that please draft your lesson plans, rubrics, and parent emails using that. Even in Outlook, you'll have. If you haven't noticed, please do. Let me share my screen once to show you where it is so that you all have seen it. Just give me a minute. Here I am. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Let me go over here. This is Copilot. When I say portal.office.com, it logs me in over here. Let me show you one by one where these are. Now, what I was talking about was teach. On the left side menu under create is one thing that is new. You can click on create. You don't need to go to designer. You can still simply, oh, sorry, you don't need to go anywhere to create a new document. You can simply start creating from over here. All your templates are available here. Right now, what you're looking at is creating a workbook. You can even create a presentation. You can create, now look at those. Yeah, those templates are ready for you, or you could create a document straight from over here. Again, multiple. For example, you want to make meeting notes. There are templates available. You want to make a presentation on something particular, let's say a pitch deck. Students make it these days for many, many reasons. So yeah, over here, they're all available. Next to create is teach. What does teach do? Teach does what it does. Look at this. You have all these options available. You can create a lesson plan. You can go and do homework and assessment along with rubric. And there are more features coming in soon. And you can even create study aids like flashcards. Let's say I need to teach introduction to today. Trigonometry is just stuck with me. Trigonometry. Um, Look at me. I can never spell it right. Okay. Introduction to trigonometry. And I need this in what language? Let's say English. There are multiple languages over here, and you will see more languages coming in. But for now, I think I'm going to stick to English US, but there are more languages coming in, so don't worry. You want terms and definitions, you want question answers, you want MCQs. I think I'm going to go for all the three. Okay. And generate hint. Okay, each card. Okay, create flashcards for vocabulary. Okay, now let's see where we are over here. They need a minimum of 250 240 characters. Okay. um Questions should be inquiry questions. It could be real world. It could be problem solving. This is maths. So I will take these as my learning objectives and my ways, and MCQs to include um, case studies, um, provide correct answer, and um, okay, and reflection questions about trigonometry. What else? Oh my God, I need 240. Okay, I need about 40 more. Let's say for rubric and formative assessment questions. Now, do you see what has happened over here? Generate has lit up. Yeah. So now I'll say generate. It has enough information. It'll create everything for me. Just imagine in just about a click, you have your flashcards. There you go. You have your flashcards ready. You need more blank cards. You can do that. Related to that, there is question. You can say generate 5 more or go to the next one, save this activity or take a look at the next one and have more. Now look at that. That's a great flashcard to have been created and for the student to solve. You could download this and you can exit the preview code, and you can even shuffle it if you're giving it to students. You can say start over, yes, start over, and do whatever you want with it. Yeah. If I go back, this study guide will already be available for you. Your history will have all of that, and you could do so much more. I'm not giving you a complete demo, but you do know what's possible here. So spend your looking for more ways to make learning more engaging. Yeah, it's super helpful for us because we don't have to go outside and look at any other app and just do that. Could you please share the presentation so that we can learn and practice? Well, all the recordings are available on YouTube. I will give you the link to our channels in our, in the chat window. You may please go ahead and follow us and, look out for these recordings over here so that, or if you want anything else, then you can just simply just email us as well. Yeah, I'm giving you these in the chat window. There you go. Okay, I have another question. Is there any option based on student level that is blue? Excellent question. Yes, there is, Mohan sir. There are assignments available based on blooms as well, and you can simply just write over there, I need blooms. The next one over here was this only generate differentiated worksheets using assignments in teams. You could go over there while I was writing inquiry questions. You can always say use Bloom's taxonomy or Bloom's taxonomy verbs in the questions when you draft, and give me questions at three different levels of understanding. Yeah, so to enable differentiation, it'll give you. Also, just like that, you can use Power Automate to streamline your repetitive tasks. We have already dealt with Power Automate. You may refer to ours, some of the past sessions, you will find it. And summarize any long articles. Very important that, we don't give long stuff to students because they will not read through. After every few lines, I would say 5 to 6 lines, give them a question, give them a fill in the blank, give them something to think about so that they pause to think. That leads to high productivity. R stands for resilient adaptability. Use learning accelerators, you know what they are, to adjust instructions, reading assignments, math coach, search coach, presentation coach, speaker coach, anything that you want. All of those will help you and give you data, student data based on real time so that you can make adjustments. Adapt lessons, lesson content instantly on Teach, just the way I showed you just a few minutes back. Number two, I think we've somewhere left using immersive reader in the past, especially for languages. You asked for Hindi language. I would say you could choose any. Let me show you that once. I know that is an important piece. Therefore, I always pause to show you important pieces and I try and, move on with the rest. Let's say I am taking um, Thrive by Holt. Sorry, this is the article that got me thinking, and I've been holding on to it so that I can read, I could discuss this with you. This is the 6 part teaching that we were talking about. Now, this is a lot of reading to do. If your students can't read on their own, go ahead and use these 3 dots or these 3 dots in my case and bring in read aloud and let it read to you.
I can help educators reclaim what they love most about teaching, but they need to approach it with an intentional mindset. Does
You see over here, you can change the voice options. Yeah, you can change the speed. If you want to choose a voice, simply just scroll over here. I've taken Dhwani because I was actually giving some, a demo in the Gujarati region. Therefore, this worked very well because this was like a natural Gujarati speaking in English, in a very native, deep down areas. You can have any of your languages over here. You will see multiple Indian languages here. Let's say I take it with Nirja. Let's see how it changes.
the 6 steps of the Thrive framework can guide the way?
You see what has happened over here? The dialect, the way it is speaking has changed. Another thing that you can do is click on these 3 dots. And if you can't find these 3 dots, go to these 3 dots, go to more tools, and you will find read aloud over here. Yeah. Then these 3 dots will appear. When you click on this and change this into immersive reader, this is what happens. You want to change your reading preference into your native language. Like right now, I'm not sure how many Gujarati audience do I have, but let me try another of our regional languages. Let's take Tamil or Telugu. I know we have people from Hyderabad here. Therefore, here you go. I'm going to translate the entire page into Telugu. I can't read it. You can, but here you go. And it can be read aloud to you as well.
ఈ 6 భాగాల ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్తో ఏఐ యుగం కోసం మీ బోధనను సిద్ధం చేయండి. ఏఐని ఒక
Now, you see, if you can't read it yourself, give them the tools, they will read it. Their interest in this whole piece just becomes multifold if they can have it their way. Yeah. Thank you for that applaud. And yeah, these are some of the low hanging fruits. And yes, thank you, Mon sir, by saying that yes, immersive reader gives more impact on my school students. Definitely it does. Yeah. So don't leave immersive reader. It's a beautiful piece. You go to Edge, ask them to use it for reading. It's a beautiful piece. Create contingency plans. Use Teach not just to create your lesson plans, but contingency plan. I went to a class today. My students didn't know, they were not interested in trigonometry. What do I do? Create a game. Very quickly go to Teach. Give me 5 games to play on trigonometry with my students. There you go. Make flashcards. Okay. Play a quiz just like that. You have a projector in your class, you have a whiteboard in your class. Just simply just start playing the quiz. They get interested. Get them get them interested, get them engaged, stay resilient. Adaptability is the name of the game, and Copilot is your best friend. Imagination, and creativity. I don't think I need to explain anymore. I've said so much, but yeah, designer is your go for songs, poems, and scripts. I absolutely am a big fan of poems and songs. Please try Copilot or Suno AI. So what I do is I go and ask Copilot to write me a poem, or I go to Suno AI and say, give me an interesting song about trigonometry that I can take back to class. And also, you can match, let's say, Taylor Swift song, or you could say Mika Singh song, or you could say any singer that you feel that works in your class or your region. Go ahead, pick for your students. Take it for Chris Martin. Take it for anybody that you want. They will give you a song in that style, and that's amazing. Please take them for virtual field trips. While Skype in the classroom was there, all of us used to actually engage in, a lot in taking these virtual field trips. On Facebook, the group still exists. Please go ahead and leverage that. It's called Skype in the classroom. I can give you the exact one, but exact group, which one it is. But you must organize virtual field trips for your students. Connect with the educators across the globe. They are happy to share their classrooms with your students. Let them meet virtually, and it's a great exposure for everyone, to be able to meet. Use Microsoft Teams for that. Or you could simply just pre-record and share with them and send them, or make a OneDrive folder and say, this is what my students had to say, and this is what your students had to say. Students look forward to this. We used to have Skype in the classroom, sessions, and they were a weekly activity for our students. Every Friday, they used to look forward to meeting a new set of students from another country. Go to MI Expert, groups on Facebook, and go and request for such things. People are very happy to meet you virtually, and they would love to have a mystery Skype with you for that matter. I'm giving you a link to the group which is called Mystery Skype, or which is called Skype in the Classroom. It's a beautiful one. Even if Skype is not there, please use this group to find your partners to be able to create this opportunity. Here, Parul ma'am, you asked for it, and here it is. Go for it. And of course, visual abstract concepts, use Designer and Adobe Express. I've shown you this. And, also Copilot to remix historical events. I love doing remixing historical events. What if, any of the explorers, let's say Columbus, Columbus landed in Japan. what will happen? What would have happened? How would it have changed the scene? What if the war, the World War I, took place today? What would happen? Okay, if World War I were to be fought by Kauravas and Pandavas, how different would it be? Something different. Give them a flavor. Give them something to think about. What about discoveries? Every day there are so many new discoveries, new pieces, new gadgets coming up. What if one day everything disappeared? What will happen? So have that curiosity be in the classroom. And please do note value through ethics. Very important. Facilitate debates about it. Put up a picture of that garbage truck in your classroom to say, what about ethics, biases, and fairnesses? Always, when you make a garbage truck being driven by a driver, the driver will never be a lady made by AI. That's a bias. Fairness. It'll always be a kind of an American truck, not our trucks that we see on the roads. Ethics. Is it ethical to have a brand name on any of these, pieces that are there in the image? There are multiple talking points that you may have. Just put up an image and ask them, we're going to have a debate. What do you think the topic could be? They will give you the topic. Just make them think. Use Reflect. Promote digital well being and self awareness using Reflect hugely in your class. Teach your students how to think critically, evaluate the AI generated content, and challenge it. Look for data privacy, look for consent, and talk about co creating classroom AI policy, usage policy. If you can think about, they use AI to find answers or do their homework. What do you think can be done about it? What if you gave me a homework and I tomorrow am teaching in your class in a language the way ChatGPT or Copilot talks? Would you want that? Do that one day. Just appear over there and say the narrative as it is. Find out about, okay, just go to Copilot and write, give me a or 10-minute script on trigonometry. It'll give you the hardcore trigonometry script. I'm going to teach my grade 8 students. What should I talk? It'll give you. And that'll be a very good content to talk about. Okay. There'll be very good talking points. But your students are going to say, why is she talking like, or he's talking like a robot? Why is this person not sounding human? That's where you bring in your conversation. I used AI today, just the way you used. I want to have some policy in the AI usage. If you don't like what I'm doing, maybe even I don't like what you're doing. So let's just sit down together to frame some usage policies where we are responsible about how we use it, when we use it, where we use it, and why we use it. Yeah. And of course, last but not the least, efficient optimization. Number one, please use insights. It will tell you what is your student's performance and it will identify the learning gaps. Use it. Number two, optimize lesson planning and sequencing. Very important skill is sequencing. How much to teach, when, and where is something I think we as humans tend to become over ambitious with our timing, right? And we miss the point. Therefore, ask AI, did I do it right? Do you think I should have slowed down? Do you think I should have covered more? Do you think my responses, my engagement level for student was fine? Make AI critically analyze the way you teach and learn. Of course, use Immersive Reader, leverage Copilot, MCQs, and quizzes in seconds. And by the way, now you have quizzes option, just straight away quizzes I've shown you. Just make those instantly. Sometimes, when you feel your class is just fading away, they're not listening, ask for a minute or give them a task and very quickly go to quizzes, that study option that I showed you. It'll give you quizzes and guides. Create a very quick quiz, display it on the board, or simply just ask them the questions. And, or you know what I used to do when we did not have projectors in our classroom? I simply used to take a A4 sheet, tear it into 8 pieces, write a question each, and I used to give groups of 4s to solve that answer. It's as simple as that. Yeah. And leverage Copilot to create all of this. You are lucky to have that. Please streamline meeting notes. For today's meeting also and for all the meetings, we are using Read AI to take notes. It's available for you, and it's free of cost. So you can have your meeting notes and action items being collated all by itself by Microsoft Teams, Read AI in Microsoft Teams. And even in your classroom, your notes are taken all by itself. Well, 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 in a world of infinite scrolls, let's just teach our students to pause, think, and create. I think today my message went out loud and clear, and I know it wasn't enough for us to squeeze everything into a session. Invite us. We would be happy to come to your schools, have a conversation on these topics with your teachers, and train them on this as well. So feel free to invite us. I'm giving you our email ID and other ways of connecting with us in the chat window once again, and our portfolio as well. And of course, if you aspire to be, the Pedagogics flagship programs are available. If you aspire for your school to become AI Enthusiast School, AI Explorer School, or AI Trailblazer School, invite us. We'll be happy to share the details with you. Do explore these programs. I've given a link in the chat window. You must explore. And of course, today's session does lead to certification once you have taken the test. So the process is, I will share the link in the chat window. You will take a test and post the test. In the test, you have to score at least uh, no, I'm going to be nice. So you have to score at least 80%. Okay, there are only 5 or 6 questions. Please take a test and score that much and then pay a nominal fee of rupees 200 so that you're able to earn the certificate. Here's the link to today's test. Take a test. All the best. And it's a very fairly simple test. And then post that, pay your 200 rupees, and then the certificate will be awarded to you. Give us about 2 to 3 days. The process is written in the form itself. And of course, this is the last session of October. Pinch me if even you feel that October's gone already. My God, someone pinch me to make me realize that. Yeah. So the new month, that is the month of November, we will have 4 sessions lined up for you. These are the 4 sessions. I'm sharing this in the chat window. Share it widely in your community. Let everyone know about these sessions so that more and more can join us. Join back on 4th of November. We will talk about Teach in Copilot. We will talk about Create in Copilot. We will talk about so many more things of what's new in AI. In EDU and Microsoft EDU. So come back on 4th of November. And of course, do share your feedback with us. I'll be very grateful if you do. And do take your test. I will leave this screen over here for you. I'm here to answer any questions if you may have. Apologies if I have missed out on any comment, though I think, okay, you asked for the WhatsApp group as well. I've given you the link to that as well. Yeah. So here you go. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure to meet such a responsive audience here. I will see you on 4th of November with what's new in AI in EDU and Microsoft EDU. Till then, you have a wonderful week ahead to take the test. Bye bye.